Happy birthday, dear Tony. Happy birthday to you. Hey!
I look like I need a cake.
It's hard.
Thank you very much. Would you like me to speak now?
Yes.
Please sit. Ladies and gentlemen, I know there's a lot of Italian speakers here. I'm going to say a few words in Italian. Buonasera, signore e signori. Io mi chiamo Fortunato Antonio Naccarato e sono nato nella provincia di Cosenza, in un piccolo paese che si chiama Fiume Freddo Brugio, nel 1946. Sono venuto in America nel 1955, quando avevo 90. Ladies and gentlemen, my first legal name is Fortunato, which means lucky. And in my family, everybody called me Lucky. Including my mother, who passed away Christmas Day. She always never called me anything but Lucky. And I've been very, very lucky all my life, I must say. And I really mean that. Not only in the Sons of Italy, but also in business and in life. When you got a wife like Mary, you're very, very lucky. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I often wonder, you know, what makes us come out and do this? Why do we do this? It's very important sometimes that we examine our own soul and say, why do we stick together as Italian Americans and go out in the cold and the heat and everything else? Why does Tony Arenas raise his hand and say, I'll do it? Why did his wife Joanne work so hard for the gift of sight? You remember the days we used to be together. Why? She was committed. She would go out and buy all the gifts. Well, there's a good reason for our heritage and for our culture and for the price that we have paid to become Americans. I always say, I'm an American. I am not an Italian. Okay? There's no question about it. I don't propose to tell people I'm an Italian. But I will tell you this. The DNA in my blood is Italian. And most of you in this room, the DNA in your blood is Italian. The price that we have paid, and everybody in this room tonight, even if you're not Italian, you have paid the following price. In September 21st, 1955, my grandmother woke up with a son, a daughter, a daughter-in-law, and 6 grandchildren. That night, she went to bed alone. We all left for America. Imagine now you having 8 people that you live with, and that night you go to sleep alone. And you never see your grandchildren again, 3 of them. I only saw her twice again. 2 days after I got out of the Army, and 2 days about 10 years later. That was the price that my family paid for my success in America. That was the price that your family paid for everybody in this room, whether it's 2nd generation, 3rd generation, or even 4th. It was the same thing for the Irish, same price. They left their mother. My uncle Manny came and lived in Mineola. He came here at 17 years old and never saw his parents again. He had 17 brothers and sisters. The only way he saw some of them because they came to America. He did, 2 wives. One wife would have been really hard. And, you know, this is the reason why people like Michelle Seawitch stood up and said, I will do it. Michelle, you did a wonderful job. I know sometimes you said, you know, I'm so nervous. I just heard you speak. You weren't nervous at all. And you had your heart in it. You did a wonderful job. You should be very, very proud. You should remember this forever. 20, 30, 40 years, even when you're old as me, and that's pretty old, you'll remember when you were president of this lodge. And it's just a wonderful thing. I love being the president of my lodge. I really did. I was the president of my lodge 2.5 times. You know? So we had to recycle a few times in my lodge. Now, we had a great deputy in my lodge. His name was Anthony Cuccia. Anthony, you were a great deputy, and we got along so well. and I hope you had a good time being a great deputy.
I enjoyed it.
And we enjoyed having you, and we honored you at one of our dinners, which is only, we have a dinner every 25 years, whether we need it or not. And you happened to have a dinner when we honored Tony. Tony, thank you for everything you did for us as a deputy. You know, tonight you have a lot of respect for this lodge. You got Keith Wilson, the correspondent secretary, and he voted to come out tonight to stay. Thank you, Keith, I appreciate that.
Worthy President, my pleasure.
Gina Ferrara, the principal trustee, thank you, Gina. And Mary Ann Prince, I'm not as good as Keith in spouting all names. Mary Ann Prince, the District 2 trustee, and also we have Mildred Mancusi, who came with us and drove all the way to Albany and back for the Roman Tangible on Sunday. We literally went up in the morning and came back in the afternoon. Mildred Mancusi, thank you for doing that. It's impossible to name everybody here, but you know, I would tell you this. Tony Arena and I hit it off from the very first time we met, you know, and we would just chat with each other, and he would say to me, "You're going to be president someday." He actually did. He was probably one of the first people to say that. You know, I asked Judy next to me, I said, "Did you ever think I was going to be president?" And she says, "Yes." I said, "I didn't think I was going to be president." But I like being president. And you know, this lodge does so much good. You know, I've been there once or twice for that military night where they put together the boxes. And it made me feel so good to be part of the Sons and Daughters of Italy in America. Because these are the kind of things we do. I don't belong just because, you know, we go to dinners and we have events like this. It's for the good that we do. It's the gift aside. It's the Cooley's and email, which, by the way, is April 7th this year. And I hope that everybody can make it. But these are the kinds of things that we, you know, we do. The party members, that is so nice, Tony. Unfortunately, I was going through my phone the other day, and I saw how many people have gone on to their eternal peace in the last 3 or 4 years. It was a staggering amount. I was shocked when I was going right down the phone, you know. But these people will never be forgotten, because we stand on their shoulders. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here tonight. So by doing this, you respect and you honor them, and that's very nice that you do that. I'm going to say something else. I want everybody in this room to be very, very careful. I don't know what's going on with this coronavirus. I really don't. I'm not a doctor, and I just, whatever, I guess it depends what TV channel you listen to. But whatever it is, please be careful, okay? If you notice, I was bumping the arm today because I sent a memorandum out to everybody not to shake hands and not to kiss. And I did that for a reason. You know, we're all in that age that they say is the, you know, very few of us are under 60 in this room. So please be careful. You know, I know it's very hard. We're Italians. We like to hug and we like to kiss and we like to eat, and it's all synonymous. But I want you to be careful. The last thing I'd like to leave you is a commercial. Okay? And the commercial is, with the help of Mark Sarro, there he is, he got me started on the YouTube. I put together a YouTube channel. And it's going very, very well. I have 101 subscribers right now, which is great. I'm trying to get to 300. It's not easy. But I want everybody here that knows how to go on YouTube. You go to YouTube, and then you put in there, very simple, NYS, New York State, Osdiah, Grand March. And you will see there's a piece there, a movie there called there's one for the gift site.
Triumphant Journey.
Triumphant Journey. And and there's one about the museum. Just those three alone is worth watching. A Triumphant Journey will make you feel so good to be an Italian, you can't believe it. So it's, again, New York State, NYS, Osdiah, Grand March. And if you could subscribe, I'll be putting in more and more. I just, you know, it's my baby and I'm going to do it. And I thank Mark again for getting me started. Once you get me going, and I was able to get, it took me 3 hours to figure it out, but I was able to get Mary's Gift to Site 2018 video with the children at Eisenhower Park, which is one of the great things that we do, by the way. All of you know that. And, you know, the last year was our 10th year. So thank you very much for everything. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for everything you're going to do. And God bless you all. Thank you.